What is going on, Facebook? Here we go. Build me an audience, build me an audience, build me an audience now. Hope everybody is having an absolutely incredible day. Shout out to my guy selling that great coffee. What's going on, Derek Reynolds? How you doing this evening, sir? Rob Jones in the house. What is going on? How are you? How are you guys? Do me a huge favor. Share this thing out right now. There's going to be some incredible information that we will be revealing on this live feed, and I am excited to bring it directly to you. What's going on, Mark, down there in sunny Miami? How are you doing, sir? No, you're having a great time. Absolutely incredible time, guys. Tonight is the night. Tonight is the night. Doing great. Amazing, amazing. James Willing, what's going on? Tiara, my love, my everything, my queen. What's going on, love? That's good. Go ahead and get me hype here. Guys, we're going to be getting this thing started in less than about 35.2 seconds. We are going to jump right into this thing. I don't want to take up too much of your time this evening, but I am extremely excited about the information that we'll be sharing on this live feed. Please, if you have a group, if you have friends, if you have family, I don't care if you're a part of our industry, if you're a part of Lincoln, I don't care what you're doing. The information given out on this live feed, I promise you, will change some lives. It definitely changed mine. So it was a guy just like me. One evening I had a chance to watch, I had a chance to observe, and it made such a substantial change in my life because of his testimony, because of his story. So I'm going to give you guys probably about 20 more seconds. If you could share this out, I'm going to grab something. I'll be right back to you. All right. So, as I said, I'm not going to take up too much of your all's time. We'll go ahead and start the timer here. No, I'm just messing with you guys. So anyway, hope everybody is having an absolutely incredible evening. Had an absolutely incredible day as well. My name is Damon Dillard. As you already know, you're a part of my Facebook. Mental Jewels. As you can see, my good friend, my business partner, and my buddy, Mike Benoit, was not able to make it this evening. Business as usual. Shout out to my guy. What's going on, Johnny Baldino? What's going on, Tony Ann? Listen, guys, had an absolutely incredible weekend. So much has happened in the past 48 hours that's made such a substantial shift in our business as well as so many people's lives. This call right now, this live video is really going to be about impact. You guys saw the title. You saw that the starting point to all riches is desire. So if you could do me a huge favor, grab a pen, grab a piece of paper. I'm going to be sharing with you my testimony. This isn't something I read in a book. This isn't something that I heard. This is not something I'm repeating from somebody else. This is my true story. And a guy once asked me, he said, you know what, if you had to describe exactly what you are, what you represent, or how you've come to the place where you are right now, what would that one word be? And, you know, my mentor's word is belief. I know so many other people's words may be different, but my word would be desire. Desire. So go ahead and write that down. Write down desire. All these millionaires that I see watching me right now, what's going on, Aaron? Happy anniversary to you and your lovely wife, good friend. A lot of them started with desire. So I want to take you guys back not too long ago. I was a young man. I was really excited about life, as we all are at a very young age. Unlike a lot of your parents, I know a lot of people from network marketing, a lot of people from those type of industries tend to say, you know, my parents wanted me to do the 40-40-40, you know, go to school, get great grades, go to college, get great grades, get a great job, and eventually retire and make a great life for myself. Well, my path was a little bit different. If you guys are familiar with the religion called being a Jehovah's Witness, I was a Jehovah's Witness growing up. So growing up, my path wasn't, or shall I say, what I was being told was not go to school, get great grades because I want you to get a great education so you could go to an incredible college and provide an incredible lifestyle for you and your family. That's not what I was being told. What I was being told was go to school, do well, but ultimately we want you to become a professional in something a little bit different and in saving souls, if you will. So in that religion, as you guys already know, I know there's probably a million memes out there, so many things that talk about, you know, them going door to door. Well, that was me. And as you can see, it served me very well at this point in my life. But that's what I used to do from a very, very tender young age. I would go to people's doors on Saturday, on Sunday, all throughout the week. And And I would talk to them about my religion, and I would talk to them about being saved, and I would talk to them about doing a free Bible study with them. So that's how I was raised. I was raised not to necessarily excel at sports, not to necessarily excel in anything quote unquote worldly, but instead to excel at the religion that I was a part of. So fast forward, going through high school, I knew I was a little bit different. You know what I mean? I didn't quite fit in with the jocks. I didn't quite fit in with the lames. I was just Dame. You know what I mean? I was just Damon. But I knew there was something special. You know, I knew, one day I wanted to play basketball. That didn't work out for me too well in high school. But I knew I had, what did we say earlier, guys? Desire. I knew I had a magnificent obsession to be incredible, to be excellent at the game of basketball. So I don't know if you guys remember, but at one point there wasn't social media. At one point there wasn't YouTube. At one point there wasn't so much access to a lot of the information that we have right now. So what I would do is I would go old school. I would go to the library. I would go on Yahoo, which you guys are familiar with, and I would look up different basketball players, some of my favorite players, right? No, Chad Lewis, I see you're on here. I wasn't a Jordan fan. I was actually a fan of a guy named Penny Hardaway. I don't know if you remember him. I was a huge fan of a gentleman by the name of Allen Iverson, right? So what I would do is I would go online. I would go to Yahoo, and they didn't come up with videos and attach you to a link on YouTube. What you would do is go to live game footage that maybe was only about 15 seconds long. So what I would do is I would go to the Allen Iverson commercials, and I would watch little moves that he would do. And I would go check out the Pistol Pete Maravich books, and I would go check out books by Steve Alford. I don't know if you guys knew, but he has a book out that actually breaks down his workout routine. Guys, I was obsessed. I had a ridiculous desire to be an incredible basketball player, although I was not able to play any organized sports, right? It would be against the religion, if you will, for me to be able to play on my high school team, for me to be able to play any rec league basketball, for me to be able to play AAU or anything like that. But I didn't care. I said, you know what? I'm going to be great. I'm going to do whatever I need to do to go against the grain, and whatever happens, happens. But I want to be incredible. So I would read these books religiously. I couldn't go practice anywhere. I couldn't go to, necessarily any basketball camps. I would go to a park in my neighborhood, and I would do drills all by myself. And I had a couple of friends that would come see me every once in a while, and we would play games. But guys, I want you to understand something. I don't care where you are right now, what you've been doing for the past couple of years, what you're currently doing, what business you're a part of that you may not be succeeding or you may not be happy. No matter what you do right now, there's small incremental steps. There's choices that you've made in the past that will lead you to your ultimate success. So get back to my story. I'm on this desire trip, right? So I eventually graduated from high school, not really sure what I wanted to do, but again, because of the religion, what I would like to say is I was sheltered, right? I think the only school dance that I ever went to was my high school prom. Get that, right? So I wasn't a kid that was going to all the parties. I wasn't a kid that was going to all the functions. I literally only went to my high school prom. So guys, when I got out of high school, I wasn't looking forward to college. That was not on my to-do list. My to-do list had party and get money, period. So I moved, the second I had the authority to move out on my own, I was out of there, right? So eventually what ended up happening, I did little odds and ends. I did little jobs here, little jobs there. I eventually found out that I had a gift of gab, and I talked about it in another story. I had a couple of encounters with gentlemen that were in sales and that were in different industries that I just knew for a fact I could do that. I saw a gentleman that was selling cars, and he was as smooth as could be, almost sold a car to my father, and I was like, man, I can do that. I worked for a little company. It was a collection agency here in Columbus, and my first 6 months in, I was the best. I was getting invited to all these little dinners and different things like that, and it was just from my gift. Now, I didn't know how to cultivate that. I didn't know what a purpose was. I didn't even know about the word gift. All I knew is this is what I could do, right? So eventually, long story short, I was doing little odds and ends. I got a small job doing sales, and it was literally a marketing company, a hole-in-the-wall company. I mean, if you walked into the company, you would literally think to yourself, you know what? This is shady somewhere. Something's not right. But what was great about that opportunity is I would have to be there every morning at 6 a.m. We would have to load up our cars and our bags with these little impulse items, if you will, little $5 to $10 items, put them in our bags. We're in full suits. We would have training, right? One-on-one training with our mentor or our manager or whoever it was. And they would spit out rebuttals to us and give us objections, and we would have to overcome those. And again, guys, remember what I just said. There's little incremental things that you've done your entire life that has already given you the blueprint of what you should be doing with your life to create income. So, I'm doing this job and I'm going to all these little cities and I'm literally walking into someone's place of employment. I'm walking into their business. I'm taking my bag, throwing the item to them and hitting them with a spill. My little spill, whatever it was, but I think I was making maybe $80 a day, learning how to run a business. It was commission only, but this is the only thing I could do. And if I made $80, I'm running home and I'm excited, right? So eventually I take that business down in North Carolina. I excelled. I did really well. It completely flopped. End up back in Columbus. Here we go again, connecting the dots here, right? Connecting the dots. I ended up working for a company called Valley Total Fitness. Well, I knew, once again, because of my desire, I didn't know anything else, but I wanted to make money. And at the time, I wanted to drive a donk. I don't know if you guys remember what that is, but D-O-N-K. That is an old school on 20-inch rims. That's all I cared about. I came back to Columbus. I had no car. I had nothing. I said, you know what? I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm going to get some 20s. It was just a big thing back in the day. So eventually I'm working 2 jobs. I'm working at Valley. I'm working at this place called Dial America. And, I'm working at least 13 hours a day to try to get my car and have some money on the weekends to party with my boys, whatever. It's funny how God has a purpose for your life. Tell him your plans, right? And he'll tell you what's going to really, really happen. So I'm working, I'm doing my thing at Valley, and a gentleman comes up to me. He says, listen, man, have you ever thought about owning your own club? I'm 19 years old. I'm extremely immature. And I'm like, well, what's in it for me? Because again, I want to be rich. So he says, well, listen, we'll give you $36,000 as your salary, and you'll get bonuses and commission on top of that. Well, guys, the only thing I knew at that time is that I knew how to sell. I knew I could excel in the area of selling. No, I didn't know how to delegate. No, I didn't know how to run a club. I didn't know anything about profit and loss statements. I didn't know anything about any of that stuff. But he assured me that if I could go down there and sell, that I would do extremely well. So fast forward, I go down to Dayton, Ohio. I have a brand new gym, doing extremely well. I mean, I'm blowing the sales numbers out the water. They're flying me out to Orlando and all these different places. Again, I think I said this on somebody else's call. The funny thing about my story is I've always had the talent to get me into a lot of places where other people could not, right? I've always had the talent, but my character was never able to keep me or excel me beyond what my talent could get me to. So I don't care what you're doing right now. Once again, if you have an extreme amount of talent, that's great. But make sure you're being the right person. Make sure you're being a person of integrity, right? Being a person of strong character, of strong morals, because that's going to excel you and get you closer to your dreams. So I get down today and I'm doing an incredible job down there, but eventually they close their doors, i.e. I was fired. So I told to my guy, I'm like, listen, man, I've already made 6 figures here. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm 21 years old. I believe I had a couple of children on the way at the time. And I was just like, what am I going to do? So I'm running back to Columbus with my tail between my legs. And he says, listen, you can get into the mortgage arena. This was 2006. Get into mortgages, man. You'll do extremely well. All right, cool. So I look up a guy. I go to a mortgage little office, and he sits me in front of this computer, a telephone, and a big book. Have fun. I'm like, okay, this is not for me. So I get back in the gym business. I eventually get out of that. And guys, I did well with mortgages once I got with a specific company. I won't mention here because they probably are being sued for different things. I'm not really sure. But I had a conversation, and it's funny because we say this all the time. Whoever you're connected to is taking you somewhere. The relationship that you're honoring or dishonoring has also left you behind in some places. I think you could probably link back to any area of your life where there was somebody's leadership, there was somebody's authority that you did not honor, which is why you're on the path that you're currently on. Well, the person that I decided to listen to at that point in my life was my father. I love him to life, my incredible father. He told me, he said, son, you're going to continue to work 80 hours a week to 100 hours a week. You're going to work your face off, and, I think you'll be able to make an incredible income. but you'll never get paid what you're worth until you go to school. Some of the best advice ever, right? Love you, Dad. By the way, you're not helping. Are you going to help me with those loans? Okay. All right. So anyway, guys, so I listened to this advice. Again, connecting the dots. I had a time period in my life where I was a basketball fanatic. So I said, you know what? If I can mix my talent and ability to play basketball with my skill set of searching people out, I could get my own scholarship. So I remember I would be at my office. I'm supposed to be doing mortgages. I'm looking up all these different schools in Ohio, and I didn't have any game film, and I didn't have any resume in basketball. I had never played a day of organized ball really in my life, and I'm looking up these schools, and I'm sending these coaches these letters, and I'm saying, hey, I'm incredible. I'm an amazing basketball player. If you'll just have me come in, I promise you'll be excited. So I eventually get a hit back from a school down in Piqua, Ohio. Never had heard of it in my life. Edison State Community College. Coach Zeller. If you're watching this, one day you will be watching. I know you're proud, sir. So anyway, he calls me and he says, listen, man, I can't promise you anything, but if you come down to an open gym, we might be able to give you a shot. Well, guys, up to that point, my favorite movie was He Got Game. So no, I wasn't Jesus Shuttlesworth, but I thought I was. So I'm thinking I'm about to walk on this multi-million-dollar campus, and I'm going to be the man, and they're going to have rooms ready for me. And if you guys seen the movie, we won't talk about that. So anyway, I was like, I get down there and we have open gym, right? It's the smallest school I've ever seen. I'm sure some of your children's elementary schools are bigger than Edison State. So I walk in, decent gym, and you guys know I did my thing, long story short. So he brings me into the office. He says, listen, young man, I'm going to offer you a scholarship, but you probably won't want to take it right now because you could honestly go to so many other schools. You'll probably be recruited and you'll do well somewhere else. I said, no, this is perfect. It's only 45 minutes away from my home. I'm excited to come here. So I did. So I went to that school and I did extremely well. Once again, talent got me somewhere where my character could not keep me. Horrible student, always late to class, right? Never really did my homework, tried to skip through, tried to get by with the skin of my teeth. I'm hiring tutors, i.e. cheating on tests and stuff, right? But all I wanted to do was live out my dream. I had a desire to play basketball. Desire. Where's your desire taking you right now? So long story short, by the grace of God, I get to a school here in Columbus called Capital University. Now I'm looking for an exit strategy. I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm a 5'9" guard. I'm a little athletic, but I don't think I'm going to make it to the NBA. You know what I mean? Maybe overseas. So my degree was in finance and economics. I actually did not graduate. I quit. I decided when I was done. So came out 2013, won a couple of championships. Shout out to all my Crusaders out there. Had an incredible time, but now I was faced with a conundrum. You know, I feel like I'm a great basketball player. At this point, Tierra's in my life, incredible young lady. She was going to follow me to the ends of the earth. She said, you know what? I don't care where you go. I'm with you, babe. If you go to Texas, shout out to my guy Raylon Allman on here as well. Love you, brother. He had me going to schools out in Alaska. We were going to Texas. We were going to West V. There were schools in Kentucky that were recruiting me. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but she was down, right? So she said, you know what, if you want to pursue your dream and go overseas and play basketball, I'm down, whatever you would like to do. But the problem was, at this point in my life, I had responsibilities. I wasn't like the average college graduate. I had children at this time. I had financial responsibilities. I said, you know what, I'm not looking to join that race again. I've seen the end of that. I'm not looking to be at a certain age and still trying to live out these hoop dreams. I want to, you know what, I can sail. You know what? And the reason I got into finance and economics is because my thought process was, if I can be on the highest level of sales, I'll make an incredible amount of money. So I go to all these financial firms. Shout out to everybody looking for an internship right now. Shout out to everybody also looking for a job. So I'm going to all these financial firms, and I'm going to Northwestern Mutual. I'm going to Merrill Lynch. I'm going to Charles Schwab. I'm going to Prudential. I'm going to all these places. And again, guys, I interview really well. I've always been able to speak like this. Talent got me somewhere with my character couldn't keep me. So they bring me in, and my question was very simple. I said, listen, how quickly can I make six figures? To me, that was important. I want to make six figures today. So how quickly can I make six figures? And this is what every single one of them told me. They said, sir, what you're going to have to do is we're going to put you through an internship program. Over the next 3 months, you're going to learn annuities. You're going to learn financial and wealth management. You're going to learn 401ks. You're going to learn blah, 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 blah. All these multitude of products. And you know what? What we're going to have you do, I'm sure you got a list of friends and family that you can take out of your phone right now. We'll go solicit them business. You'll come back to the office with a senior representative, and then we'll go back out, sell them an incredible deal. And at least within the next 3 to 4 years, you will make 6 figures. That wasn't exciting to me. I wanted to get it now, okay? So I ended up talking to a mentor of mine. I said, listen, man, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. Do you have any advice for me? He said, Damon, are you really passionate about being a financial advisor, or do you just want to make a lot of money? I said, you know what? I'm not too proud to say this, but I want to get paid, okay? I want to get to the bag. Show me how to get the money. Show me the money. He said, listen, do you know anything about life insurance? I said, I know I don't have any right now, but I think people really need it. Yeah. Do you know anything about final expense? I said, no, not really. Well, he told me the demographic, and because I'm in econ, there was light bulbs that instantly went off. Shout out to everybody that's a part of Lincoln Heritage right now, pursuing your dream, killing it out there. We do an incredible service. What I knew about final expense at that time is that they go after a niche market of baby boomers. Now, as far as I was concerned, they typically spend the most money out of any generation out there, right? They spend the most money, and because of this market, because it is final expense, I knew over the next 19 years, over 11,000 baby boomers will be turning 65 years of age every single day. Now that instantly lit a light bulb to me. That was the first one. Because I said to myself, if these people are eventually going to be out of their job or their position that they've been at for years, they probably are not going to keep their life insurance, right? And if they don't keep their life insurance, now they're reaching a point of their life where they're thinking about death. They're thinking, okay, I don't want to leave my family with the bill, just like the family that had to do the GoFundMe account, the family that had to do the fish fry, the cookout, the family that had to put the little box in the jar up at the corner store to try to raise money just for a cremation. I knew they didn't want to do that. First light bulb. The second light bulb was this. He said, you know what? A lot of those companies that you were interning with or looking for an internship, I'm sure they were asking you to give them your friends and family, and almost in a network marketing type of way, try to solicit your immediate network first. I said, yeah. He said, well, here's the best part. There's a company called Lincoln Heritage, and they're not going to ask you to do that. There's a system in place. Write this down. Save yourself time, energy, and money. There's a system in place that will allow you to have the company market business for you, and they will give you people that actually want your product. Shucks. They're going to do what? They're going to give me. So what you're telling me, okay, all right. So what you're telling me is, not only do I not have to go into random neighborhoods, I don't have to solicit my friends and my family, people that have raised me from diapers, and try to get their financial portfolio and tell them to trust me, but these are people that have asked for my product? Yeah, that's right, Damon. I didn't care about anything else. I knew right then I was going to make 6 figures. Here's the problem. My talent and my character were not very close at that time. So, guys, something happened to me. Before I got into that opportunity, I want you guys to think about this. Your income is going to be in direct correlation to your personal growth. So I don't care what opportunity you're a part of right now. I don't care what company you're a part of. I don't care if you're a part of Lincoln and we've promised you all these things, and you see what Troy's driving, and you see Justin and Chad and all these incredible leaders that we have, and they are killing it. If your personal growth, i.e. your self-image, i.e. your confidence, i.e. your desire, your work ethic, your drive, your discipline, if it has not matched 6 figures, then you will not make that. There was a gentleman that I saw not too far before this. Not too long after this. I actually had to go through a small transition, if you will, to actually get my license. Applied for my license. I was super excited. He told me, listen, you can have your license within a week. Awesome. I tried the classes, got through those, but I had a little ding, if you will, on my credit. if you will, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Shout out to all the people that know my true situation. So anyway, I end up getting into another business, and this is really important, guys, because I met a gentleman that changed my life forever. There's so many people. Do not take for granted any relationship. I don't care if you get a part of their business, you're not a part of their business. I don't care what that situation is. Be careful who you're listening to, because a lot of people will give you advice and tips and things that you need to get to your next level. So I reached out to a gentleman at the time. I knew he was doing really, really well. And I said, listen, man, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do. I need something. He said, listen, come on over to my house. And he put me on to something called personal development. Personal development. The first thing that he told me to do was read a book. The second thing he told me to do was watch a video. The video was called The Secret. Somebody put that in the notes for me. The Secret. When I watched The Secret, this opened my mind to ridiculous possibilities. I was like, the law of attraction? What? So what you're telling me is I can sit down and think about wealth, and I'm going to get wealthy. That was so exciting to me. And then he showed me a book called Think and Grow Rich. And I began to read the book, and I didn't quite get it yet. And there was a gentleman that I met. Shout out to my guy, David Immonitier. I'll never forget, Tierra and I were invited to a meeting. One of those meetings that I'm sure all of you have been invited to before, where your friend tells you, listen, I can't tell you what it's about, but you got to be there. Hey, don't worry about it. It's urgent. Be there, right? And so we went because we were broke and broken, and we needed an opportunity. And even though that business didn't work out for me, that meeting changed my life forever. I had a chance to see a glimpse of my future. I had a chance to see what life could be like. This gentleman walked in the room, guys, and you ever see somebody that just looked like money? Just looked like money. I mean, he walked in with his lovely wife now, and at that time, they had literally just started dating. And they walk in, and she has the Louboutins on. At the time, I called them red bottoms, because I had no idea what the proper enunciation of the word was. But she had on her red bottoms, and he had on some red bottoms, and he had the diamond cufflinks that were real, right? And he had, just sharp, brother. And he got up in front, and he just gave his story. And he gave it with eloquence, with confidence, with articulation, with charisma. And I'm just in awe. I didn't even remember what the meeting was about. I just said, man, this dude, I gotta know this dude. I gotta ask him, how did you do that? So I eventually had a meeting with him, and I sat down. I said, man, I don't know if this business is gonna work for me, but I need to know what you know, man. What are you reading? What do I need to read? Just help me. Will you be my mentor? Guys, don't do that. Don't ask someone to mentor you. Attract the mentor. When the student is ready, the master will appear. When the student is ready, the master will appear. Stop asking people to mentor you. So anyway, he says, listen, I probably don't have time for that. If he did, he would have to mentor 30,000 people, 100,000. But he said, listen, I want you to read these books. Write these down, guys. Claude Bristol, The Magic of Believing. David Immonitier also had a CD. It was called Conceive, Believe, Achieve. He handed that to me, and I listened to it every single day. Every single day, because I knew whatever was in here that got me to where I was, that needed to change. I understood something very, very elementary that he shared with me. He said, as a man believes in his heart, so is he. That's a proverb. What a man thinks about, he becomes. What a man thinks about most of the time, he becomes. So I understood that. And I said, you know what? If I got some BS up in here, I'm going to put a new belief system in my mind to create the income and the results I truly, truly want. So that's what I did, guys. And I went to work. And unfortunately, because I didn't get my license immediately, I had to go over to 2 men in a truck, right? And I'm moving furniture. I'm sweating my face off, and I'm moving furniture from here to there. But I got that information in my ears, and it's changing me. And it's slowly changing me. So about 8 months later, I end up getting my license. I got my license. I'm excited. You know, I'm literally skipping out of my job. Like, man, peace. So I get my license. Guys, guess what? At the time, things were cozy for me. There's a lot of people on this line right now that are afraid to make that transition. Maybe afraid to take an opportunity where it is commission only. Take an opportunity with Lincoln where it is based on you, based on your will, based on your desire, based on your drive, based on your work ethic, because they don't trust themselves, because their belief system, their faith hasn't been built. Guess what? That's all my fault. Because for years I have been working jobs and opportunities that didn't allow me to build that faith. Because if I can depend on this job as security, they're going to pay me every 2 weeks. There's no faith involved in that because I know where it's coming from. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen. When you work a commission-only opportunity, you got to have faith. And that's what I was building over time. I'm building this faith. I'm building this faith. And guys, I ended up getting with an opportunity at that time where I was making $23 an hour right before I got into insurance. So a lot of these people that have said to me, you know what, I don't know. I don't know if insurance is a good idea. I don't know if opening my business is a good idea. I don't know if being an entrepreneur and jumping all in is a good idea. Guys, Tiara and I have been broke for a long time. I eventually got a position again where I'm making $23 an hour. I'm working for the state. It's a temporary position. But hey, I'm finally making some money. I can finally, take her to Applebee's. Maybe a little steak dinner sometimes. Only from Applebee's though. We ain't going to Jay's yet. And she took a position where she's making some okay money. We're finally making it. And then I get my license. So I'm hit with a decision. Are you gonna stay where you are? Right? Or are you going to stay where you are? Matter of fact, I heard a friend say this. Are you going to die where you are? Or are you going to leap and live? Are you going to die where you are? Or are you going to leap and live? And I just said a prayer. I said, Lord, if this is where you want me to be, allow me to stay. Allow me to stay. Allow me to stay in this $23 an hour position because it's feeding my family right now. I'm making more money than I've ever made in my life, probably more money than my parents. If this is where you want me to stay, allow me to have a permanent position. So guess what, guys? The next day they brought me in the office and I'm like, yep, this is the answer. They're going to give me that permanent position. Mr. Dillard, your assignment has ended. The answer that you get is not always the answer that you want, but he will answer. So I called Tiara. I said, hey, I got off early, babe. Come get me. I didn't even have a car at the time. Babe, come get me. So I didn't tell her. And I called Keith Chakowski and I reached out to him. I said, listen, man, I got my insurance license, but I don't know. How much money am I going to make with this thing? He tells me, you'll make somewhere between 40 and 60. I said, good enough. When do we start? Guys, at that moment, not only did I accept the position where I was required to use faith and discipline and character and integrity, but I also told my girl who hated her job. She was working for the state. She said, I hate it here. I just want to pursue my dream, baby. What about my dream? This woman has supported me through everything, through college, through so many different situations. I said, you know what? I want you to leave your job. Matter of fact, let's get a bigger place. So not only are we taking our income from about $3,000 a month to zero, but we also went from about $700 a month in rent to $1,200. Guys, when he tells you to leap, you don't have to worry about the next step. A lot of people are worried right now. Well, what's going to happen next? I don't know. Oh my God, I gotta know. I don't know what will happen next. It's so funny. It's so funny. I remember somebody telling me the story of Moses. Obviously, you guys have heard that story so many times before, right? He leads these people out of Egypt. These people that have been in bondage and slavery for 40 years. He leads them out for much longer than that. He leads them out and finally they're free and they get to the water. And he's like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? What am I going to do now? We're at this water. The Egyptians are behind us. They're sure to kill us. They're sure to destroy us as soon as they catch us. Or we can leap and die in this water. Lord, what am I supposed to do? I said, why are you calling out for me? Have I not showed you so many times before that I've led you? I've always been there for you. Matter of fact, Moses, what did I give you? What did I give you? That rod. And he holds out that rod. And you guys know what happens. It splits. And that's what happened for us. We held out our rod. We held out what he had given us. We walked on faith. We got out on faith. So I get into this position, guys, and I do extremely well. As you already know, talent got me somewhere where my character couldn't keep me. So now I see an opportunity where I can make money every single day. I can get paid every single day, make the money daily that I was making weekly. So what was Damon's mind saying? You know what? Now I can pursue basketball the way I want to. Now I can play around and do whatever I want to. Right? So I'm barely making it. I'm barely making it. I'm barely making it. I'm not working. I'm showing up late. I have no discipline. I don't see the big picture. I don't have a vision that's going to drive me beyond my current situation. All I'm thinking about is now. What can I make right now? So long story short, there was another lesson that needed to be learned. There was another lesson that I had to learn. My lack of discipline, my lack of work ethic, my lack of vision got me in a position where I almost lost everything. Somebody asked me this on Friday when I was at a meeting. Shout out to TMG. I appreciate you guys' hospitality. They asked me at a meeting, they said, you know, I heard about your situation and when really things changed in the business for you. What exactly happened? You know, what drove you to have the success that you have right now? Guys, those books and those tapes that I had been listening to from David and I hadn't really been applying. I could spit out this information, but I wasn't living it. I wasn't being congruent with the things that I truly knew, and my life was suffering. Are you being congruent? Do you know the information? Are you getting on the 7 a.m. calls and listening? And are you going to all the core trainings and you're getting in the information and you're taking it in, but you ain't doing nothing with it? Well, that was me. I knew it, but I wasn't applying it. So I got to smack upside the head. This is the reality. You have no car. You have no cell phone. You're about to lose your family. You're about to lose everything that you own. What are you going to do? Damon, what is in your hand? Guys, January 15th of 2016, I owe a huge shout out to so many people. There's so many people I can mention on this Facebook Live, but I want to shout out Keith Chakowski, who was a believer in me before I ever believed in myself. A guy named Chad Lewis, who believed in me before I ever believed in myself. A young lady by the name of Tanya Lewis, who believed in me before I ever believed in myself. Jimmy Bell, who talked me through so many situations. I had Tierra in my corner. I mean, she deserves the shout outs of all shout outs. There's so many people that I can mention, but it was God. He loved me enough to bring me into a situation to help me. All I had was Lincoln. I didn't have any other opportunity. There's a lot of you that are suffering because you're not broke, because you're actually in a very, very comfortable situation. Your income isn't allowing you to pursue the passion, the purpose, and the dreams that you truly have because you're making it. That's one of the scariest things that you could possibly do. Why not live into your purpose? Well, I hit rock bottom. There was nowhere else I could go. There was nothing else I could do. Could have gone to another company, could have figured something out, but what was in my hand? Guys, I took this opportunity and I ran with it. What did I do? I took out 20 leads. I had absolutely no vehicle. By the grace of God, I was able to find a hybrid, 2014 at that. Incredible car, beautiful car. And I went up and down 71 South and North like a madman. Made a ridiculous, sickening income in 2015. Made a ridiculous, sickening income in 2016. And now building a very, very successful organization. Why? A couple of things. Guys, write this down. Your influences, your associations are taking you somewhere. The only difference between who you are today and who you can ultimately become is the information you're taking in, i.e. the books you're reading, the podcasts you're listening to, the information that you're listening to, maybe the music that you're listening to, and also the people that you're hanging around. That's the only difference between who you are and who you eventually will be. How is your belief? Do you believe in yourself the way you truly, truly need to? Because all I knew is I had a desire. That desire, that same desire that I had to play basketball, that same desire that I had to play collegiate basketball, the same desire that I had to get into a decent college, the same desire that I had to have when I figured out, you know what, damn it, you're not made to play organized ball. You're an incredible talent, but you need to sit down on that bench and be a role player. A very humbling experience. Very humbling. When you're the hot shot, when you're the big stuff, there's so many lessons that you must learn in order to get where you truly, truly want to be. What is your vision? Guys, I didn't even have my vision written down. Write the vision, make it plain so that he that sees it will run. So what are we learning right now? Who are you associating with? What are you taking in as information? And also, what is your vision? Guys, we talk about goals all the time, right? This is for the dreamers out there. That's the reason why we have these mental jewels. Because you have a dream, you have a goal, you have something that you put on the shelf a long time ago because life happened to you. Because you were afraid, because that fear engulfed you and you didn't know what to do, so you settled. Guys, if you're living your dream right now, kudos to you. But if what I'm saying is resonating with you, take down the information. Write down, hey, listen, you know what? All things being equal, if I was to hit the lottery over 1 million times, how would I live? You know, what kind of contributions would I give? Right? What kind of cars would I drive? What kind of vacations would I take? You know, what would I do with my family? What kind of, you know, if you're single right now, what kind of mate would you have? Because what I also learned is that my mind was taking me somewhere. That this incredible multi-trillion-dollar machine up here controlled everything and everyone around me. You know, there's so many levels of consciousness, if you will, right? There's so many levels of consciousness. When I began to figure out that, you know what, I actually do have the control. I do have the control. Right? The thinking that I had experienced and that I was thinking over and over and over and over for 28 years had caused problems in situations that my current thinking could not take me out of. That's Albert Einstein. I could not think the way I was continuing to think and eventually take my life to another level. So what needed to happen? Guys, there's 4 levels. The first level that I was at that time was a to-me mentality. Everything was happening to me. I was blaming everything. I was blaming the government. I was blaming my father. I was blaming my mother. I was blaming the religion I was raised in. I was blaming the fact that I didn't have the proper schooling. I was blaming, you know, my lack of talent or whatever. I was blaming everything, and that was controlling my life. I watched the news every day. I was blaming, you know what? They're bombing over there, so I don't need to make money anyway. The world is about to end. Blame. But guess what ends up happening? A lot of you, obviously if you're still on this video right now, you guys are into personal development. Maybe things that I'm saying is resonating with you. When you reach that level of personal development, you begin to read the books and you listen to the audio tapes, you're reaching a level of buy me. You know what? If things are going to change in my life, the typical mantra that you hear all through personal development is you control your destiny. You can control it. So now everybody's out here, you know what, if I'm going to make it happen, it's going to happen by me. It's going to happen by my sheer will. It's going to happen by my work ethic. I'm a go-getter. I'm going to go after it. I'm going to make it happen. You know what, if it's going to happen, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. I'm going to do it. That's by me mentality. The frustrating thing about that, and maybe a lot of you have experienced this, it's tough because now everything is by you. You're going to do the 50,000 door knocks. You're going to do the 100,000 calls to hit your goal. Guys, a lot of you are at that level right now because you're scared to give up control. I've learned very, very quickly that, am I going to be able to control the government? Probably not. Am I going to be able to control the economy? Probably not. Will I be able to control my upline or downline? Probably not. Will I be able to control business partners? Probably not. Will I be able to control Tierra? Heck no. Can I control my children? Can I control anything? Guess what? No. It's not up to you. When you graduate from that level of thinking, you get to a through me mentality. It happens through me. Guys, if you look at nature, if you look at the earth, if you look at everything in this world, if we were to immediately leave this earth today, it would be beautiful about a year from now. Beautiful. I mean, it would be more vegetation and fruit. It would naturally do what it needs to do. Well, guess what? We mess up our own lives because we have to do it. It's going to happen by me. The difference is, if you're a part of a sales environment right now, let me give you an example. Let's say your quote is $20,000, right? Let's say you're a part of Lincoln right now and you want to hit your $20,000 a month. Well, you know what? In order to do that, I'm going to have to work 13, 14 hours a day. Awesome. You have fun with that. That's a buy me mentality. And then you reach a gentleman and he says, you know what? I don't work too hard for it, but I always hit it. Why is that? Well, I walked into Starbucks one day and I met a gentleman that knew a bunch of senior communities, and he was willing to put me in contact with this gentleman, and he put me on. And you know what? I sat down and I actually wrote 15 applications one day, and all of them are still on the books because he let it flow. One of the best experiences I ever had was visiting my mentor, and I thought to myself, you know what? This guy's, he's making a ridiculous sickening income, hundreds of thousands of dollars on a monthly basis. He's probably pretty busy. He's probably on conference call after conference call. He's probably going to meeting after meeting. I mean, I'm going to see this guy hustling around his house. When I got there, I thought he was lazy. He and his wife literally did nothing, but they were the happiest people ever. I said, I'm over there, I'm asking all these questions. Okay, well, how do I do this? And how do I do that? And, okay, if I want to get here in life, if I want to make this income, what do I need to do? Just let it flow. What? Yeah, just let it flow. And that's all he kept saying to me. And I said, you know what? Okay, if the definition of faith is the substance of things hoped for, evidence of things not seen, and belief in something, if anything, is me knowing that it's already done, write that word down, a knowing that it's already done, why am I stressed? If the principles that have been time and tested and proven over and over again have told me the minute that I believe that it's done, it's already done, why should I ever stress myself about what I currently see? Because if that's the case, I'm constantly creating my future based on how I'm feeling now and what I'm saying now. Guys, when I got that visit was probably back in September. I'll tell you this, probably in the last 3 to 4 months, I have been more free, more loving. My relationships have flourished. My business has flourished. And I literally feel like I don't work anymore. Because I said it. I said I was going to be a multimillionaire. I said I was going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And it's the minute you put your word out there and you believe that it's done, it's done. The problem that most people are running into is the minute they put their word out there, there's another word or feeling that contradicts that. So I hear a lot of you saying, you know what, I'm going to have a multi-million-dollar organization. You know what, we're going to do $1 million this month. You know what, I'm going to get my MGA. You know what, I'm going to be a billionaire. You know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do this. But the minute appearances don't look like the way that you want them to be, you retract that statement. And what do you put out there? You know what, man, I knew this wasn't going to work. Man, I should have went back to my job. Man, I don't even know why I'm doing this, man. These leads don't work. Man, this is crazy, man. I just need to get a regular job. Man, I'm not going to be a millionaire. That's not going to happen. Man, this is crazy. Man, this job is killing me. Your wish is your command. And you're commanding those things into your life. And you're wondering why you're frustrated. And you're wondering why your business is cyclic. Guys, everything in my life is happening for me, not to me. That's something that you should probably write down. That's something that you should probably put on your vision board, put on your refrigerator. Everything in my life is happening for me, not to me. The minute I got that, I said, you know what? Everything I'm currently experiencing is because of what I've asked for. I can't be the Damon of today and just walk into millions of dollars. That can't happen. There's a confidence that needs to be built. Guys, you think I just have all the confidence in the world to do these videos? I was actually pretty excited and just enthused about my man Mike being on this. And the minute he told me he couldn't make it, I said, okay, I'm gonna cancel for tonight. I'm gonna cancel tonight because you know what? He offers a lot of value and I want to make sure we're giving the people. But guess what I said? I put my word out there. I said, you know what? You will have a Mental Jewels call every Sunday night at 8 p.m. I encourage you guys to attack anything you're fearful of every single day. I was afraid to do this call because I had no idea what I was going to talk about. Mike and I had something planned. I had no idea what I was going to say to you guys. But I said, you know what? Because it scares me, this is a test. Am I going to die where I am, or am I going to leap and live? Leap and live. Leap and live. That through me mentality. Hey, everything is happening through me because you know what? I applied the principles. You know, Bob Proctor said my self-image needed to be this. So what did I do? I said, okay, let me get my 3x5 note card. And on the back of the note card, I put, asking and it is given, seeking you shall find, knock and the door shall be open to you. Ask and it is given, seek and you shall find, knock and the door will be open to you. And on the other side of the card, I wrote down what my goals were. And I was saying it, and I was saying it, and I was saying it. And I said, I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I am happy, I am healthy, I am humble, I am wealthy, I am strong. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And nothing happened without the Word. What words are you saying? What words are you saying? 8:50. Hopefully you guys got a tremendous amount of value. Guys, I'm so excited about what's going on in your life right now. I'm so excited about what we're building right now with TDT, with the Dream Team, with my guy Mike Benoit, with my lady Tierra, with all our incredible people, with Vernell and his wife, and Tia, and Marcus, and Erica, and just all the incredible people that are coming into our business right now. And guys, if you have a dream, if you have a goal, if you have something that you are looking to attract into your life, it's going to need income. There's some money that's going to need to be made, whether it's, hey, you know what? You want to open up a nonprofit organization. You want to have the time freedom to be able to spend with your family. You want to be able to make a residual income. I think Robert Kiyosaki said it best. If you work, right? If you have to be paid, right? If your income is contingent on you working, if it's all lateral, if you don't make money when you sleep, you will work until you die. If you don't make money when you sleep, you will work until you die. Guys, what we have at this incredible opportunity is a system. My baby put it down there earlier. Save yourself time, energy, and money. I don't have to tell you twice what it's done for me and my family. It's been an absolute blessing. What I love about it is the fact that at the end of the day, I don't have to be a manager, right? I don't have to be an accountant. I don't have to be in human resources. I don't have to do anything outside of offering a product and service that everyone needs to have. Needs to have. I don't care where you go on God's green earth. The common denominator between us all is the fact that at some point we will pass away. So my ability to sit in front of someone and not sell them anything, I'm selling by my transfer of energy, right? So don't get me wrong. I know everybody try to catch me. Oh, Damon, but you said you sell. Oh, trust me, I do. But I'm relaying information to them. I'm getting a chance to offer a product that they absolutely have to have. And because of that, the company pays me handsomely. And guess what? On a monthly basis, because of those people you went to go see, a good friend of mine likens it to being a bartender. What if every single night at the bar, every time you sold a Bud Light, every time that person bought another Bud Light, you were paid out a nickel? You'd be a multi-millionaire right now. Well, it's the same thing in our business. Every single time I get a chance to sit with somebody and relay my story and tell them about my business and ask them how can I help them, because guess what? They experienced somebody passing away without insurance. They experienced the fish fries, the cookouts, and everything I mentioned earlier. And I say, you know what? I think I can help you out. I don't care if you got diabetes. I don't care if you have congestive heart failure. I don't care if you have COPD or emphysema. I don't even care if you have stage 4 cancer. My company is willing to help you out. And I sit down with them, and guess what? I don't ask them based on what I need. I don't ask them based on, I think I need to pay my light bill. I say, you know what? Based on what you're desiring for your family, how much can you afford on a monthly basis? And they write me a check, and guess what, guys? We get paid every day. So if you are looking for an opportunity, if you're looking for a vehicle to ultimately get to where you want to be, whether it's more time with your family, whether it's time freedom, whether it's residual income, whether it's to pursue your passion project, I want you to shoot me a DM. I want you to reach out to me and say, you know what? I'd like to hear more. I'd love to sit down with you. We got about, I don't even have a watch on. We got about 3 to 5 minutes. If you guys have any questions, I am willing to address those right now. Going once, going 3 times. What's going on, Mike Moody? What's going on, Tyler? What's going on, Sean O'Neill? What's going on, Will Love? I know there's a little delay, so if you guys have any questions, I'll address at least 1 to 2 questions real quick. Now that my coffee's cold. All right, awesome. Well, guys, that is my story in a nutshell. I hope you guys had an incredible time with me this evening. As you already know, Nick, what's going on? Big Tez, what's going on? I'm actually getting off of here right now, so you're too late. But anyway, guys, as I always like to say, please pursue your passion, pursue your dreams. Your success is truly our business. If you apply a lot of these principles that I was able to apply, we will see you at the top, but not from the top, because you deserve it. Have an incredible night, guys.